Hello, everyone, and welcome to Being Naked. My name is Venus Castleberg, your host, and I am thrilled today to have Veronica Parker here with me. Welcome, Veronica.
Thank you, Venus. So happy to be here today.
Yes. So, Veronica, something I like to do on this show is to start with our deepest barriers down, even the ones we don't know about. And it's an invitation for me. It's an invitation for everyone else, maybe you, but everybody who's joining us. Let's just take our deepest barriers down, even the ones we don't know about. And sometimes, if you're new, sometimes it's just taking a breath, just breathe, just relax, just let go of everything going on inside and outside of your room. I happen to have a dog barking, right? So it's just like not making any of that significant. Just relax. Awesome. Thank you for that. So Veronica, we've had a couple conversations already, and I'm going to jump right in because I know a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I really want to talk about that again. I wanted to know about vulnerability. First of all, has vulnerability always been easy for you?
No, not at all.
Cool. Would you say a little bit more about that?
Sure. I think from a very young age, I learned how to put a lot of walls and barriers all around me and keep inside, what were my feelings and my thoughts and anything I could, mainly because I'm still am the oldest child in my family, although I'm not. Well, sometimes I can still be a child, but anyway, and it was like a way of like protecting my parents from like from being a burden to my parents and adding to like the heavy load that I was perceiving they were having in their lives. So from a very early age I learned to, okay, no, keep to myself, not be vulnerable, pretend everything is good, I'm perfect. And it wasn't until much later in my life, until definitely my 30s, that I started opening up more and looking into, okay, so what would it be like if I chose to be more vulnerable? And maybe I didn't exactly use those words, but it was the same energy of that question.
Cool, thank you. And that leads me to something that you and I talked about, like what has the gift of vulnerability been like in your family? Like what have you noticed with your closest relationships?
So I am a mom of three. I have three teenage boys, two boys and one girl. And the gift for me has been to invite them into the possibility of being vulnerable as well. Because when they see me being that, then they know that they can also be vulnerable and be who they are without having to pretend like everything is perfect and everything is fine and they don't have anything going on in their lives like I used to when I was a teenage myself.
Mhm. Awesome. So it's like an invitation. Have you seen that in all of your relationships?
Nope.
Cool.
No, definitely not. Yeah, there are certain relationships that I still have in which, it's like the invitation is there and not everyone is willing to choose it.
Right.
So the gift for me is to choose more allowance when I notice that others around me are not choosing to be the vulnerability they truly could be.
But you're still being that or choosing that with them, even if they aren't.
Yes.
Cool.
And and again, I think you and I have talked about this before. It's not like I'm gonna make this one choice and I'm gonna be vulnerable forever and ever, amen, and that's it. It's literally a choice that I get to make
Mhm.
all the time when I choose it, so it's not like I'm just going to make it right now. And then every relationship, every instance that I am in creationship or relationship with someone, it's just going to show up. I know that I have to continuously choose it, at least for now. Maybe at some point it'll be sort of like the status quo of my being.
Natural. Right. Yeah. 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 Um, cool. So maybe for some of those people who are watching or listening now or in the future, could you explain for you what does vulnerability mean?
So what's coming for me is, vulnerability is truly being me and allowing someone else to see me or to perceive me for who I truly be, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not like the image that I might have chosen in the past.
Mm.
And yeah, and really like with those barriers and walls down so that there's more of authenticity in the relationship.
Mm. Awesome. And maybe would you share maybe some of the gifts or the awarenesses or yeah, like what have you seen vulnerability change for you?
It's given me the space not only to be more of me, but also to receive more, receive me in a greater way and receive others and really everything in a greater way. Because when, at least for me, from my point of view, when I don't have those walls and barriers up, then I am truly open to receiving more of me and also everything and everyone with much more ease.
Mm. Awesome. That's such a gift, like to be able to receive everyone, including you, with more ease. Wow, cool. So if you could, like somebody who's never even thought about vulnerability or is probably out there thinking, well, vulnerability means I need to go share all my warts with everyone or, whatever like weird definitions, like what is something that you wish those people could get about vulnerability?
I would basically invite you to let go, destroy, and create everything you ever thought or were taught that vulnerability was.
Mm.
And what if vulnerability wasn't as difficult as we might have been making it?
Mm.
And what if it was actually one of the easiest things to be, just to be vulnerable? It's kind of like when a baby is born, naked into the world, and if you can like just sense that vibration that their skin is so soft and they're totally open, and it's truly our natural way of being, and through eons of times we've made it like so much harder, and like it has to involve work or some sort of like earning, or what if we could just be that and it was fun and we didn't have to work hard at it?
I love that too, because I love the fact that you brought in the baby. Like a baby also doesn't have the point of view about being naked, right? But like
Totally.
that's like learned later down the road, like somehow that's bad and wrong, and like, but the baby comes in and goes, "I'm naked," right?
Yes.
Like, what if we could have that energy and we can all parade around naked? That's not what I'm saying here, but I'm like having that, like just being like, yeah, just being completely as ourselves, um, without the feeling or the belief that we have to hide any part of ourselves, you know, whatever they are, like full disclosure. I don't know. Some people might think I'm crazy, right? Like or whatever, but it's like, so what? Like, and I think there's this weird filter that we create to to try to mitigate people's judgments. How
Yeah.
did you change that for yourself?
So before I answer the question, let me also say, like, because this is one of the most common misconceptions that I find is like, just even if you choose to be like that naked, vulnerable person, it doesn't even mean that you have to go post naked pictures of yourself in social media, for everyone to see. Like, yes, you can choose that if you like to. And also, you don't have to. And you can still choose to be the energy of vulnerability. And what could that contribute to your life?
Yeah.
Because also, when we speak about the filters, it's, and we are playing, some of us are playing in social media. It's so easy for us to put those filters on when we are posting on social media so that we can have the perfect image or the perfect pictures or the perfect lives. I don't see many moms or housewives or, that are actually posting like the pile of dishes in the sink after dinner, or like, or but they do post, or I'll include myself in that, we do post, all the beautiful dishes we created, or anything else that looks beautiful and perfect. And so for me, like, one of the biggest things is to give myself permission to not judge myself. A lot of times I noticed that I would go into judgment of myself because that would kind of like prepare me. Like, basically, if I could have the worst judgment towards myself, then no matter what anyone else said or judged about me, it's like I had my armor on. I was like ready because I already did that to myself or for myself. And now it's like judgment doesn't have that charge anymore for me because I'm not choosing it against myself. One of the biggest things, and for me it's been big, that's why I'm saying big, that I've chosen in the past couple of months is to totally have my back and to stop judging myself. And it doesn't mean that it happens all the time. When I notice that I do go into self-judgment, I just let it go. I destroy and uncreate all of that. And I keep on choosing it, just like I keep on choosing vulnerability.
That's beautiful. And that's such a great reminder. Like, guys, if you're out there listening and it's vulnerability or not judging yourself, or happiness, it's all just a choice. Like, if something's not working in your life, you can choose something different. If you want to try on something new, you can try it on. And then if you don't like it, you can choose something different. So it's just choosing and then seeing what the results are, or seeing how that plays out in your life without, I guess, without even an agenda. Like, we don't know how that's going to turn out. If you guys all tried on vulnerability right now, I don't know what's going to happen for you in your life, but it might be fun to find out.
Totally. Yeah. What would it take for you to choose it? Choose it for an hour, choose it for half a day, and notice what it can invite you to or what it can create with you and for you in your life.
Mhm. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Veronica. I just so appreciate this conversation, and I always love talking with you. So thank you for your vulnerability and the invitation that you are in the world. It's such a gift.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here today. Such a fun way to connect with others.
Awesome. And Veronica, if people are looking for you or want to know more about you, where can they find you?
You can find me on social media, sometimes filtered, sometimes unfiltered, and that is Veronica Parker _44 on Facebook, Instagram, and even a few TikTok videos as well. And that's also my website. You can come on over to Veronica Parker _44 and also accessconsciousness.com/Veronica Parker.
Awesome. Guys, if you're curious more about Veronica, go to Veronica Parker _44.com and you can check her out. Thank you again, Veronica. And thank you everyone for being here and for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.